Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let's change this up because I want this to be on. Testing. All right, perfect. We're going to automatically adjust the mic volume on here. So y'all can. Perfect. In the comments, can you let me know if you can hear me? Hold on. Matter of fact, let me go on here. I just want to welcome everyone to the Travel Lover Unplugged. Hey, DT Cruiser, here we go. Let's see if you can hear me. Let's do a little testing. All right, that sounds pretty good. So yes, welcome everyone to my Travel Unplugged. Oh, I don't want this to be on. Sorry. Travel Unplugged, where you're going to get the real when it comes to travel related topics, discussions about being a travel advisor, myself and my journey as being a content creator. You'll find out more about my family, where I'm from, here in Orlando, where I live in the Orlando area. And you're gonna get you're gonna get a lot of really good information, just based off of my experience and just things of research. And I'm going to touch on a lot of different topics. And then I also will have some guests that will be coming on under my new podcast, The Travel Lover Unplugged. This is just my life, me just jumping on. And I'm like, it's a Friday. I just learned about several hotels and resorts in Mexico. And I'm juiced up. So, like I said, I'm going to stay true to myself. So, there might be some things that you hear that might be a little bit, might stir some controversy. I'm going to keep it to a certain degree, but there's a lot of different feelings I have when it comes to travel, when it comes to cruising, when it comes to different destinations, when it comes to, YouTube and social media, when it comes to certain vloggers and content creators. I want to touch on a lot of different topics. But this evening, I actually wanted to answer some questions. A lot of times, people throughout the years have reached out to me in my inbox to say, "Hey, Mike, what do you think about this?" Or, "Mike, hey, can you book me on this particular trip? This is what I'm looking at." And so, we're going to just touch on a lot of different topics this evening. There will be some weeks where there will be one or two main topics, especially when I get into the regular mode of the podcast, and I'll have certain related topics that I'll discuss during each episode of the podcast. And so, but this evening, I just want to touch on different travel related topics. So, one of the questions that it has been posed or people may want to know is, what cruise line is the best for first timers? So, what cruise line is the best for first timers? And I'm typing this in as I'm talking to you all. And because I think that's a really good question to ask. Is there a certain cruise line, or some people may even say, "Hey, what about the length of cruise for a first timer? Should it be a shorter cruise?" And so I feel like this. Let's start off with the length or the duration of the cruise. I feel like, is it good for someone to do a 3-day, 4-day cruise to get their feet wet to see if they really like it? I do agree that is a good starter, and now will get them to want to go maybe and cruise on a 7-day cruise. So either route, I think, if just from uh, my personal opinion, either route is a good way to do as a first timer, is to do a short or for like a longer cruise. My biggest thing is making sure that you choose the right cruise ship or right cruise line. And so that is the question: which cruise line is the best for first time cruisers? So it really just depends on the person. It really just depends. And if you want to comment and ask questions, you could definitely do that. So make sure in the comment section, you can say hello, Mike, where you're watching from. So before I get started, thank you everyone who's watching on my Michael Patterson regular Facebook, my Mike the Travel Lover business page, and of course YouTube. YouTube. Thank you so much. Make sure, because there will be a lot of times where I will only be on YouTube. I'm just trying to get the word out for you all to come and follow me over on my YouTube channel, Mike the Travel Lover, because a lot of these pop-up sessions, a lot of times, will only be for YouTube. And also too, because I am now I'm part of the YouTube partnership program, there will be times where if you are a travel lover fan, if you join one of the memberships, if you go to YouTube, go to my channel, you can sign up as a member and become a travel lover fan. And there will be several exclusive videos throughout the month where I will be going over different promotions, different deals, maybe different hacks that will only be exclusively for those who are my true travel lover fans. There will be also content that these fans will receive first before it goes out to the public. So I just wanted you all to know that. So you got to hop on over to YouTube. And I already know I think DT Cruiser is the first member. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. So as I continue on this journey and be able to give you more content, be able to travel to more destinations, the support is truly appreciated. And so I know this time is a great time for me to really home down and make this a thing to where you are seeing my face a lot more, and you will over the next few months. Weekly, you will start to see my face every single week. And like I said, it will mainly be on my YouTube channel because I'm trying to grow that channel. And I'll jump in here and there on Facebook at times, but make sure you go and support me. Subscribe to the Mike the Travel Lover YouTube channel. Hit that notifications bell because every single week there will be a new video that will be coming out. I just posted my ship tour of Harmony of the Seas. I'm going to be working on posting my ship tour of Wonder of the Seas for it should be available either Sunday or Monday. But stay tuned. I will also let you all know on Facebook, on Instagram, when my YouTube video will be dropping or when it is then released to the public. You'll get that notification. So head over to YouTube and you'll get to see the premiere of my new videos. After Wonder, I think I'll be working on, I think my next video after that. Trying to think after Wonder, I think I might be working on my Virgin Voyages cruise, and you all want to stay tuned for that because that was a great. No, you know what? After Wonder of the Seas, I'm working on my guys trip. I did a guys cruise on Carnival Horizon, so you don't want to miss that. We had a lot of fun. So if you fellas are thinking about taking the guys cruise, you'll see all the fun that we had on Carnival Horizon. It was a 6-day cruise. We went to Ocho Rios, Jamaica. We went to Cozumel, Mexico, and we went to Grand Cayman Islands. So, like I said, that's going to be a vlog series. So you'll get content for every single day of my cruise for 6 days. Actually, it'll be longer than that because we went to Miami first. We went to Miami about 2 days prior, so you'll get content of our experience in Miami. So if you are taking a cruise, you want to hang out in Miami, we went to several different locations, and then we went on our cruise. So stay tuned for that. That content will be coming out, and I think that you all will enjoy that because you'll see all the fun that we had. Met some really cool people from that cruise, and it really stamped our guys cruise like that. That was a really good guys trip, and so it's something that me and two of my or three of my friends back in Maryland, we try to take a guys trip every single year, and we want to try different destinations. We want to go to different places, try different things, and so that was a really fun time. So yeah, make sure, like I said, go over to YouTube and you'll see all that there. All right, so cruise line duration. Like I said, I don't think it matters if it's short or if it's a 7 day cruise. My thing is just making sure that it's the right cruise for you. And how can you do that? Number one, I'm always going to be an advocate because I am a travel agent, travel advisor, however you want to call it. Um, and I'm a big advocate of reaching out to someone like myself to be able to help and guide you so that you can choose the right cruise for you. And there's so many times I'm in these different Facebook forums and people are like, "Oh, this cruise ship is horrible. I should have never chose this cruise ship. I'm not enjoying myself." And it is mainly because they chose the wrong cruise ship for them. So, talking to someone like me, I'm going to ask you different qualifying questions to be able to put you on a ship that will match what you like to do. And that's my biggest thing because you have Carnival. Carnival is a fun ship. You have Carnival. There are really some really great things with Carnival, but Carnival may not be for everyone. Then you have Royal Caribbean, big on families, big on innovation, big on shows. So if you are someone that loves innovation, you love to have a variety of things to do on a cruise ship, and you want top-notch entertainment, then Royal Caribbean will be the route that you may want to take. If you want that adults only atmosphere on a cruise ship, right? Then you can choose the adults only cruise line, Virgin Voyages, right? But that depends on what type of adult that you are, because Virgin Voyages may not be for every single adult. You have Norwegian Cruise Line. So if you want something a little bit more laid back, you don't have to go to formal nights. Um, you know, you will be able to um, have the freestyle dining, main dining. I mean, they're big on their offers, their free seat offers. That includes the drink package, the dining package, shore excursions, and you have also you can include several things along with Norwegian Cruise Line. They even have really good promotions with flights. Buy one flight, get the second guest is free. So there's a lot of different offers that Norwegian Cruise Line comes out. And if you want to go to a premium level, then if you want a little better food quality, top, more premium level service, then you have Princess, you have Celebrity, you have Holland America, right? If you also want that kind of top-notch service as well, and you love Disney, then you cannot go without Disney Cruise Line. Disney is like the epitome of providing excellent customer service and providing a wonderful experience. Now, me personally, I have not gone on a Disney cruise, but that is in the works of me going on a Disney cruise because for the longest, I just couldn't justify the pricing. But with talking with so many people, they're like, it is well worth it. The entertainment is amazing. The service is top notch. And, so one of these days I'm going to surprise, hopefully in the near future, within a year or so, I'll be surprising my family with a Disney cruise so I can get that experience. My goal is to go on all of the major cruise lines. So I've gone on Carnival. I've gone Norwegian was my first cruise back in 2012. I've gone on Carnival. I've been on Royal Caribbean. I don't want to also forget MSC. MSC is a really good option as well. It is the pricing is very affordable. I would say comparable to Carnival Cruise Line. The ships are spectacular, but there are some mixed reviews with MSC, and for some justifiable reasons for the mixed reviews. And so MSC is coming out with a ship that is going to be catered to the US market. And I'm going to wait until that ship comes out to see if MSC actually listened to a lot of our feedback. If they can get that ship right and then move forward in that direction, then I feel like MSC is really going to be competitive with the Royal Caribbeans, the Carnivals, and the Norwegian because their ships, their lounge spaces are beautiful. No, I don't have any issues with the decor. It is top notch. It's just if your service is not there, then it's going to be an issue. So you have that, right? So I didn't touch on all the cruise lines because there's many more, but those are kind of the main ones. And so, yeah, so it truly just depends on choosing the right one for you, what you like to do. I always like to say, hey, what hotel do you like? Then I can kind of match it with what cruise ship that you may like. So, having a travel advisor, travel agent like myself to be able to kind of help and guide you through that process and they are assisting and helping you, I think is a great choice. Or if you want to do it on your own, then you have to do a little bit more research. You may have to ask more questions to several different individuals. YouTube is maybe a great way for you to look at different vlogs to see, hey, what's included in with this particular cruise line or with this particular ship, and see if it fits your travel style. And that's very, very important. I think also too, some people have unrealistic expectations. So a lot of times, the cheaper the price, you're going to get what you pay for. So with the cruise industry, the cheaper the price, besides MSC is like an exception. Typically the cheaper cruises, I'm not going to lie, Carnival, right? Especially with the shorter cruises, you're going to get older ships. And even with like Royal Caribbean, you're going to get older ships. I feel like Royal Caribbean does a little bit better job or a better job with maintaining a lot of their ships than say Carnival, but you're gonna get what you pay for. So if you are this you like premium service or you want a really great quality food, you want a certain type of experience, then you're gonna have to raise your budget to get a better experience. So and that's just life. That's the world that we live in. You know, the saying goes, you get what you pay for. So, if you're looking to just have a fun time, you don't really care about anything else because a lot of people are like that. Then your options, you may have a lot more options. But if you do care about your experience, you do care about the value in your vacation, then you definitely want to make sure that you seek someone who's an expert or do your proper research before you go. Okay, and that's on a cruise. That's any land-based vacation. You definitely want to do that. So that's my opinion in regards to is what cruise line is the best for first timers. It truly just depends. Is I don't think it's one particular. I don't think it's one particular cruise line that say, hey, go on this cruise line. They have to go on this cruise line. It really just depends. Because I can name something good on every single cruise line. And it could be good maybe for a first time cruiser if it's just that. All right. So let's move this away. And like I said, if you all have any questions, feel free. Don't be bashful. You can say hello in the comments. I see it's like 5 of you. All right. The next question is what are the top hidden gems at private islands like Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day at Coco Cay? So let me put this in here. Hidden gems at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Bahamas. All right, let's get that down right here. So, hidden gems. Woo. I mean, what is the hidden gems? I would say is I don't know if it's hidden gem. I don't know how many people it's actually. I say that is worth paying for the Hideaway Beach, the adults only area. Now that pricing does fluctuate depending on the sailing. And so I would say that is, I mean, if you're an adult, you want to be around all adults. Beautiful infinity pool area with swim up bar with a lively DJ. Beautiful beach area with hammocks and it's in this cove area, so you're not really dealing with any rough waves and things like that when you get into the pool. I mean, there's complimentary dine complimentary food there. There's a pizzeria, and then there is an area where you can get other type of food. They have the pool, like I said, they have the pool area with the DJ and all that, and the bar. But then you also have on the rocks, which is another area where you have live music. So if you don't want to experience the music from the DJ, then you can go over to on the rocks, which is on the right hand side of the Hideaway Beach area when you enter, and you can get a live band. They have pool tables over there. I think they have shuffleboard. They have a bar over there, and it's not too far away from the beach, and it's not too far away to be able to get food as well. And that atmosphere is a little bit different. Over, it's a little bit more calm and subdued on that section. Or you can also rent a cabana. I think they have about a couple different type of cabanas that you can rent there as well. That provides you have a server, food is included, and all that, and you can get that experience. So I feel like Hideaway Beach. I think many people may not know how nice it is there, other than if you looked online. But that is a great way to be able to just be around all adults, have a great time. Another area I would say is, um, I mean, you have Chill Island area, you have South Beach area. Um, you know, those are really good free beaches. You don't have to pay for the beach area, for the beaches over in those areas. You could snorkel over in some of those areas. South Beach area also has like a tiki bar that's out in the water. You can swim up to it. You can get drinks there. I mean, you're talking about beautiful atmosphere. They also have tables that it's in the water. So if you just want to relax in the ocean and have your drink on a little small table, you can do that. It's perfect day is perfect. uh, oh goodness, those are just a few things that I would say are I would say Holloway Beach is a gym. Um, Oasis Lagoon. If you have children, that is good. That's a great area too. Somewhat similar to Holloway Beach, where you have a swim up bar, you have a DJ over there. It's a huge pool area. Um, those are some nice places to kind of hang out in. If you want kind of an exclusive area, you don't want to do adults only. You have children, but you kind of want a more premium elevated experience, and you want to maybe try out Cocoa Beach Club. Cocoa Beach Club is near, I think, South Beach, and in that area is an infinity pool. You have a beach area, and you also have a full lunch. And I mean, the menu is you can get lobster tail. I think you can get filet mignon, if I'm not mistaken. So you can get some high quality food over in that area. I know I purchased the Cocoa Beach. Um, Not the last time I've been there, but the time prior. And I mean, that lobster tail and that food was it was very good. Very, very good. Same thing, pricing fluctuate depending on the sailing, but you can look at it through your cruise planner and see if it's worth it for you. And they even have the overwater bungalows out in the ocean. Those overwater bungalows, they're pretty high in price, but if you have maybe if you're going with a bunch of couples or several families and you want to split the pricing, it might be worth it for you. It does include food and all that. It does include kind of like a butler. That could be worth it for you too at Perfect Day. So that's that's a good question about Perfect Day. Let's see. Let's find some other questions. Let's see. I am gonna have my own separate session about first timers. I think first time cruisers tips is pretty good. So another question is how to choose the right cruise cabin for your budget and travel style. So, how do you choose the right cabin for your budget and travel style? So, with that being said, let me just give you a description of the different cabin types if you've never cruised before. But you have your interior, and the interior rooms are the smallest, and they typically do not have windows. But on several cruise ships, on several cruise lines, there are some unique interiors that do have windows in the room. So, for instance, there are some ships with Carnival that you can have an interior, it's under the interior category, but there is a window and it's on several class ships. You want to find more information out, you got to reach out to me. um, but there also too, like Royal Caribbean, there are some ships that have interior views that look out into different neighborhoods of that particular ship. And so, um, in the closet. Yeah. So there are some unique staterooms under the interior category that will give you some type of a view. Some is a partial ocean view, some is a view of the inside of the ship. So you may, those are some unique staterooms. Then you go to your ocean view rooms. Ocean view rooms are typically the second largest room. They all have windows. Some windows may be square, some windows may be round. You may have a vast size window depending on the room. There are some cruise ships on different cruise lines that have unique ocean view rooms. So you have like your spacious ocean view room, you have like a scenic ocean view room, and some of those rooms are bigger size. Some of those rooms, the windows are, like I said, they're vast, they're huge. Some of them may be from your ceiling to floor. It truly just depends on that particular cruise ship. So those are some unique rooms as well. Some ocean view rooms, a lot of people think that ocean view rooms are always at the bottom or the lower level of the ships, and that is not always the case. There are a lot of ocean view rooms that are on the mid or higher level decks of cruise ships. Okay, so they're not always, and that might be like a myth or something that a lot of people don't know. But ocean view rooms, for the most part, I would say years ago, most of the time they were on the lower portion of the ships. But now, over the last 10 years or so, you have ocean view rooms that are on the lower, mid, and higher decks as well. It just depends on the cruise ship and the cruise line. Then you have your balcony. Balconies are typically almost the same size inside as an ocean view room. Some of them are maybe a little bit bigger, but of course you have that door and you have your patio. Those are the typical balconies. Those do come in different sizes. You have your extended balcony where the room might be the same size as a regular balcony size room, but then you go out on the balcony and the balcony is longer, it might be wider. You also may have balconies that look inside the ship. Those are kind of like interior view balconies. You will see them on Royal Caribbean. You'll see them now on MSC as well. Those are kind of like interior balconies. Then when you go out on your balcony, you're looking out towards other balconies. Okay, instead of the ocean. So you have those different type of balconies too, and no, you have that. So then the next level is suites. So you have suites. Those are typically balcony rooms because every single suite has a balcony. So in those rooms, depending on the ship, you may have some suites that look into the ship. Most of them are going to be ocean view balconies. You go out on the balcony and you have all types of size balconies. I mean, all types of size suites. I mean, you go on some ships, you have two level, um, you know, suites that some have like slides inside of the suite, pianos inside of the suite, jacuzzis, whirlpools on the balcony area. So depending on the cruise line, there are some really unique designs and layouts of suites on cruise ships. I mean, I've been in some really beautiful looking suites that is just mind blowing, and the prices is mind blowing too. But I know I've recently did a higher price suite on Carnival on one of their newer ships, and I had one that had a jacuzzi hot tub out on the balcony, and that was a really nice experience. So you have those suites, and then within these categories, you may have certain rooms that have certain extra amenities, like you may have spa rooms, spa interior, spa ocean view, spa balconies, or spa suites, and those may include extra spa amenities or decor in your room. You may have access to certain things within the spa, not like massages, but a lot of times you'll get maybe access to a thermal suite, either every single day, or you at least will have access to it at least once throughout the cruise. It really just depends on the cruise line. Some other suites will give you access for certain things. I mean, you even have like on Norwegian, MSC, Norwegian, MSC, Royal Caribbean. No, you have some of the suite areas are exclusive areas just for suite guests. Like on MSC, they have a yacht club, and you can't access that yacht club. You can't see anything with the yacht club unless you are in one of those yacht club rooms. It's literally a door, and the only way you can access is if you're in a room, a yacht club room. Same thing with like Norwegian. Norwegian has the Haven, which is very similar, very exclusive area, and you may have your own pool, your own bars, your own restaurants, and all of that. Royal Caribbean as well. You'll get extra amenities when it comes to that. Like Royal Caribbean has, like you get those higher price suites. I mean, it comes with a butler, and that butler is there to be with you the whole time. Helps you with priority reservations for dinner, for shows, basically anything. They are like true butlers. I was watching a video recently on that. They call the genie, and the genie on Royal Caribbean is a butler. And what that genie does is just it's for the amount of money that a person is spending for those higher price suites, having that genie or butler there just puts us over the top of what they can do, and what they usually do for the suite guests. It's just mind blowing. They'll play with them. They'll play with your kids. They'll do a lot of different things that's top notch service right there. So, but yeah, those are. Let me go back to the question: how to choose the right cruise cabin for your budget and travel style. So, the budget truly just depends on you. What is your budget, right? If you want that suite, know that suites are the higher price of any cruise ship. Any sailing, the suites are going to be higher price. Whether you go on Carnival, You go on Norwegian, you go on Royal Caribbean, the suites are always going to be the highest price. Now, it just depends on what cruise line you choose, because you may go on Carnival, their suite pricing might be much lower than going on a Royal Caribbean and their higher price suites, because Royal Caribbean's high price suites be like $15,000-$20,000 depending on the particular selling, even more, $25,000-$30,000. So, and Carnival don't have suites that will cost that much. Um, so that's something to take in consideration, is how much money you're willing to spend. If you want a balcony, um, what what cruise ship? Because a balcony on an older cruise ship versus a newer cruise ship, there's going to be a price difference. A balcony pricing on a 3-day versus a 7-day versus a 10-day versus a 14-day is going to have a price difference, right? So, um, hold on one second. Let me make sure. One second. My my wife took the car out. I don't have gas in the car. I just want to make sure she's good. But yeah, so depending on what kind of stateroom that you want, you have to factor in um the how old the ship is, how long the sailing is, and what cruise line that you're trying to book, because that all matters, right? It all matters. And like I said, that's why I'm going to be a very advocate to reach out to someone who is an expert, or has experience, and being able to tell you, hey, these are your different options, right? And like I said, I feel like a lot of people have unrealistic expectations about certain things. Also, pricing depends on the time of year. So if your budget is X amount of dollars, and maybe it's a lower budget, and you want to go during spring break, or you want to go during winter break, or you want to go during Christmas, or you want to go during New Year's Eve, no, your budget needs to increase $1,000 maybe, or $1,500, because those same ships, those same rooms are going to be higher priced during the summer, during holiday period time frame, um, in different big breaks with the schools. So all of that you have to take into consideration, right? And of course, if you are loyal, if you are loyal to a certain degree, you might catch deals and things like that depending on the cruise line. But overall, all of those different factors you have to look into as far as having a budget. So uh, let me go back to the question. And it was also travel style. Yeah, your travel style. You can't be bougie. You can't be bougie, right? You want premium style accommodations on a super low budget, right? So, like I said, you get what you pay for. And that's why, if you all were looking at my post a little while ago, I asked a question about, do you all, when it comes to choosing a cruise, is it value or is it price? And so, sometimes value will, if I'm looking for something that's truly valuable, um in many occasions that could mean that my pricing is going to be higher. So, and that's just the style I like. That's my style. My style is, when I choose accommodations, when I choose, it depends. My style of travel is a lot different than a lot of people, right? So I gave an example, and it's not for me to put myself on a pedestal, but I like my Marriotts, I like my Hiltons. um, I like those particular accommodations versus staying at like a Holiday Inn or Best Western or a Days Inn, or something like that. And I'm not saying that it is wrong for anyone to stay at those accommodations. But the question is how to choose the right cruise cabin for your budget and travel style. So, my travel style, I like balconies. I like balconies. So, my budget then needs to be to where I can afford a balcony on a particular cruise ship. And so you have to take that into consideration. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Another question is what's the most exciting new cruise ships coming in the next few years? I will have a separate video about that. I do want to kind of go over what new ships are coming in 2025 and onward. There's a lot of new cruise ships. And I also want to talk about the trend, the cruise trend. I think it's very, very important. I just recently went over a um a training and it went over a lot of the statistics when it comes to the trends in the cruise industry and what's happening and what the cruise lines are doing versus how a lot of people may feel, especially if you've been cruising for 10 plus years. I think I came on here before and I told everyone we are in the middle of a transitional period of cruising, right? Because a lot of people may be used to the smaller ships, but with the popularity of cruising, with the what is it, the Gen Z, um, the millennials and all that, and the style of cruising, the cruise lines have to adjust to the new generations, right? They have to adjust in order for them to continue to make money. And with the newer generations, the trends are multi-generational cruise ships that will please every sort of age group, from older, middle age to younger. And so when you get to the bigger cruise ships, they're able to offer that to multi-generational families a lot more than a smaller cruise ship because you can only do or include but so much. So when everyone sees Royal Caribbean announcing these bigger cruise ships, when you see Carnival Cruise Line announcing these bigger cruise ships, we have MSC coming over next year with MSC America, and you see these other cruise lines, they are building bigger cruise ships. It's for a reason because there are trends, there are statistics. They look at the surveys, right? And so if you're able to build these bigger ships, accommodate more people, that also helps out with their profit as well. So there's reasons, and I kind of want to go over some statistics. And one of my travel unplugged episodes, I think, will be very informative to all of you who love to cruise and seeing the direction. Because at some point they will have to, and they will be replacing these smaller ships. But the question is, why are they continuing to build these mega ships? And it's for a reason. These are money maker ships, and they are building because it is popular. It is popular. If I can go to one destination and it has everything I need, then why not continue? And if you do it right, then you're going to continue to sell out every single sailing. So why not continue to do it? Okay. So I'll talk about that. I will make an announcement. I will make an announcement in regards to that particular episode soon before the end of the year. All right, let's go on. How can solo travelers get the most out of a cruise vacation? That's a really good topic. I will talk about that too in another episode. Are all-inclusive resorts really worth it? So a lot of people don't like cruising, even though I know a lot of you love cruising. That's why most of my content that you see is cruise related because I feel like you all engage more with cruise content versus all inclusive content. So if you love land based all inclusive resorts, um, is it worth it? So just think about this. You go to, I live in Orlando, right? you go to Disney, right? You book this pretty expensive trip, especially if it's 7 days, and you book this hotel, and you still have to pay for drinks, you still have to pay for food. Now you can include now the dining plans into that if you wanted to, but that's something that's up to you if you want to include that. You still have to pay for it, and but that doesn't include like alcoholic drinks. But with an all-inclusive resort, it includes all the food for the most part and your drinks, and it includes your activities that happens to at the resort throughout the week. And so it gives you the ability to also be able to um stay at one destination, leave off the resort, and do things in that island that you're staying in. And so a lot of people feel as though it's worth it. They prefer to do land based, or they like to do the all inclusive resort because they're like, I don't have to pay anything extra. I get my not alcoholic drinks, I get my alcoholic drinks, and I get all my food, I get my specialty dining as well. And I'm able to go off and do excursions. I'm not just at the cruise port for 8 hours or 6 hours, and that's it. They're able to immerse themselves in that particular destination a lot more than if you are taking the cruise. So there are some really beautiful resorts. Man, I was looking at one of the resorts. I will talk about this resort soon. I actually will be posting information about this resort. I mean, I just listened to an hour about a Mexican resort, and I mean, it includes all these different parks, and inside these parks you can do zip lining, you can do kayaking, you can do a lazy river, you can do white water rapids, you can do it's a lot of different things that you can do. It's all included in the price. And so I yeah, all inclusive resorts are worth going to. So that's my answer to that. I've been to some really nice ones. I actually stayed at one. One of my favorites, Grand Palladium Costa Mujeres, and that resort. I mean, at night they have this um like lagoon area. You can get on a small little boat, and the boat takes you from like the hotel, the rooms, over to where the restaurants are located at. It's really pretty at night. Everything is lit up, and yeah, yeah, Uncle's Resorts can be definitely worth it. All right, let's choose maybe one more, and we're approaching 50 minutes here. Let's go over some things. Let me see. Okay, good question here. What are the main differences between mega ships and smaller, more intimate cruise ships? Good question. I recently was talking to my mother, someone about this between like her experiences, through her cruise experience journey, and because we're about to go on Wonder of the Seas in November, and she was mentioning something about like the entertainment, and I said, that's the beauty of the ship, with the ship that we're going on, because we have three entertainment venues on One of the Seas. You have an outside aqua theater that has shows out there. You have your Studio B, which is the ice skating venue, which they have ice skating shows in there. And then you have your Royal Theater that has the Broadway style shows in there. They do other things in there as well. But you have three entertainment venues on one ship. In comparison to, and I'm not talking about lounges and things like that or bars. I'm just talking about strictly where you can go and see a show. On a smaller ship, you're basically only having one venue for your shows, right? and they're limited in maybe what they can do. Like I said, on Royal Caribbean, on the Wonder of the Seas, I'm able to see an ice skating show, Broadway style shows. I'm able to see a high diving water show, spectacular, on Royal Caribbean, in those Oasis class and Icon class ships. So, and you get more restaurants, you get more activity options on these mega ships, and it's the space ratio to guests, it complements very, very well on these larger ships. A lot of people feel like, oh, it's so many more people, it's going to be overly crowded, and it's typically not the case. The smaller ships, a lot of people, and just my experience, is it is a little bit more intimate. You know, the crew members are able to get to know you maybe a little bit better because there's not so many people on the cruise ship. So your interactions with the crew members, and that experience can be potentially a lot better than maybe on a mega ship, where if you have bars and lounges, you are, even though it may not be everyone obviously into one bar and one lounge, but there's a lot more people going in and out of those particular venues compared to a smaller ship where it's not so many people going in and out of those particular venues. So um, yeah, and then some people like less people, even though I feel as though the larger ships, you don't really feel that so many people on, but some people just want less people on a ship. So you also have less people on a ship with the smaller, intimate cruises. And so and some of the smaller intimate cruises, like river cruises, they provide some really unique itineraries. Also, too, these smaller ships are able to go into ports that these mega ships cannot go into ports. And I think that is a big downfall with the mega ships until these cruise lines and the islands and these ports invest in more money in building the ports up to handle the larger ships. The small ships are able to go to a lot more destinations than the mega ships. So, um, with the river cruising, I mean, you're able to go into destinations into to ports that the ocean, uh, you know, liners cannot go into. So you can really find some unique itineraries. There's some really, really unique itineraries. And I can't wait to kind of go over that because I am going to go over the itineraries of the different cruise lines and where they go and the different cruise ships. That is one of my focuses that's going to be on this Travel Unplugged podcast, is, and me going live, is to give you a vast array of different options. And the same thing when it comes to land based as well. I will touch on some land based vacations and destinations as well, and give you some really, truly unique places to think about for your vacation. And it is my biggest thing is that, and this is the reason why I go on different cruise lines, because you get a different experience. And when it comes to traveling, I love the Caribbean, but the Caribbean is starting to get old after a while. And when you go to places like Alaska, you go to places like, I mean, Hawaii is still kind of like the Caribbean, but if you go to places like Europe, Australia, over to Asia, Africa, even, cruises that do like South America and all of that, your experiences are going to be a lot different. You're able to see places that are just so different than, going to the Caribbean. You're doing your different excursions. You're going to a beach. But when you go to these other destinations, your cruise experience, your travel experience just reaches a new height. And, and it just opens up doors for exploring different parts of the world that you may not have thought that you can go to. And that's why I love cruising, because you can do a Mediterranean cruise and you can reach Italy, you can reach France, you can reach Spain, you can reach Greece, and all of these different countries all in one trip. And it's just truly amazing to be able to see the culture, the history. So you all, excuse me, you all will be seeing over the next 2025, moving into 2026, you'll start to see me adjust where I'm going, because you're going to see more European destinations pop up to where I'm going. Even hosted group trips that I will be having will be Mediterranean. I'm going to be working on a South African trip. 2026, I'll be my family, my immediate family. When my oldest daughter graduates high school, we'll be going over to Japan. So we may do Japan, may do the South Pacific Islands or Australia. So I'm really looking to branch away from the Caribbean to a certain degree and be able to visit destinations, because I'm all about experience. I'm all about immersing myself into other people's cultures, because I feel like if we do that, then we understand how other people live, and we're not so ignorant to what we are exposed to from the media. A lot of times the media controls what we see and what we think. But when you actually go to these different destinations, you reach and you talk to and you experience these different cultures. That's how you can, broaden your mindsets, your thought process when it comes to other cultures, other races, in other areas of the world. So that's why I'm really big on experiencing that. As the older I'm getting, I'm only a couple years away from 40, and so I want to start to take a little bit more meaningful type of vacations, and also this enabling my children to be able to see other cultures and how other people live. And that can also affect, I'm telling you, when I went to Trinidad, when I graduated high school and I went to Trinidad 3 times over the span of a couple of years, and I actually stayed with the locals, it changed my whole mindset. It really did really change my whole mindset, to where you hear people here in the United States say, this is the best place to live. There's no other place like United States. And there are other places other than the United States that are beautiful, that you can live in, that people actually live in and actually have an enjoyable life. And so, yeah, that's just something that I want to do. And hopefully when I post different group trips, you all can come along and experience with me, and we can share different travel experiences and be able to have a really good time together. So I did say I was going to post my 2025 group cruises. I actually going to wait until probably this week, because there is one more that I'm working on with some other people for MSC World America. And yeah. Okay. So let's see. Have you been on Princess before? Brandon asks, have you been on Princess before? I booked Princess Enchanted for May of 2025. I've always did MSC cruises before. So we're actually going on Sun Princess March of 2025. And I'm actually going through a training program, which is a cool thing, just to kind of give you guys an insiders that certain companies, if we go through training as a travel agent, we're able to book kind of like free cruise. I'm back. My internet. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but Princess Enchanted. Yeah. So, but yeah, uh, Princess is one. So I actually So coming up, I have what do I have? I have Princess, I have Celebrity. Never been on either one of those cruise lines. As far and those are two, and then I'm hoping to squeeze in a Disney next year. So next year, my goal is to fit in three new cruise lines, and then I will have gone on what, eight different cruise lines. Um, yeah, because I've done Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, MSC, Virgin, and then if I add Princess, Celebrity, and Disney, that's eight different cruise lines. So hopefully by the end of 2025, I will have gone on eight different cruise lines. And then I'm hoping that maybe somewhere between 2026, 2027, I'll do a river cruise. I'll add that to it as well. And I'll be able to add another cruise line by that time too. So, but if anyone has any questions, you already know, feel free to reach out to me, to contact me, and make sure don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on my YouTube channel. I'm also on Instagram as well, and of course, I'm here on Facebook. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thank you for the few of you who've been watching or who will watch. I'm looking forward to it. If you are looking to book your next vacation, whether it's solo, whether it's with your significant other, with a small group or large group, I would love to be your preferred travel advisor. So please reach out to me. You can DM me, and I'll be able to assist you with or you can go over to www.abovebeyondvacations.com. You can submit a quote, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Everyone, have a great Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Much love, and I'll see you all soon.